Good morning friends. I hope everyone is doing well. I request everyone to watch my videos in a sequence for better understanding. In this video, we will discuss about steps in converting a context-free grammar to a GNF. Okay, let me discuss all the steps one by one. First, we need to convert the context-free grammar to Chomsky normal form. Okay, if the given grammar is not in Chomsky normal form, then first you need to convert into Chomsky normal form. In the earlier video, I already discussed about how to convert a context-free grammar to Chomsky normal form. If you have not watched that video, I request you to go and watch that video so that you will understand this process. Okay. Now, once we converted the context-free grammar to Chomsky normal form, then what are the productions we got? Change the names of the non-terminals. Okay, change the name of the non-terminals. I think everyone know what is meant by a variable or a non-terminal. Okay, into some symbols a suffix I in the increasing order of I. Meaning is that, let's take that you have a production called S determines AB. It is in CNF, am I right? Now once you got the productions which are in the CNF, now first you take this one as A1, then this is A2, this is A3. These are the new symbols you need to take. Change the name of the non-terminals. S, A, B are the non-terminals into some symbols AI in the increasing order of I. So, I will make it as A1 determines A2, A3. Is it clear? Are you able to understand? So, this is way we will do for all the non-terminals in the given grammar. May I understand or not? So, the step 2 is clear. Now, we will discuss about the step 3. Alter the production so that non-terminals are in ascending order such that if a production AI determines AJX, then I should be less than J only. Meaning is that, now if you see that, whenever we converted all the non-terminals into some symbols A and in the increasing order, sometimes if we get A4 determines A1, A2 is allowed. Sometimes we may get it. Is it clear? Whenever we are converting the process, sometimes if you get a such production, now if you see that, what is the AI here? AI is A4, so I value is 4 and J value is 1. Am I right or wrong? It is in the form of AI determines AJ some X. After whatever this X, we don't worry. If it is AI determines AJ, then after that some X is there. Now, I according to this example, I value is 4 and J value is 1. Whether 4 is greater than means whether 4 is less than 1? No, it is not. So, then what should we do? If it is not in the form, if it is in this form, then it is okay. Let's take that. A1 determines A2, A3 is there. Some production you got. Then it is in the form I is less than J. Then it is okay. If it is not in I less than J, meaning is that if I is greater than or equal to J, then it is not allowed. If it is so, then you have to arrange the production such a way that it will avoid this case. How we will do it, we will discuss with an example. Don't worry. Now, the last important point is that you have to eliminate the left recursion from the productions. After doing all the step 1, step 2, step 3, if you have any left recursion in the production, then you have to eliminate it. Let me discuss what is a left recursion. How can we eliminate the left recursion? With an example I will discuss so that you will understand the concept in a better way. And it will be very easy for us when we are converting the step a context free grammar to GNF. When we are doing the step 4, it will be useful. Now, whenever a grammar is in the form of A determines A alpha beta, then we will call it as a left recursion grammar. Let's take that. What is the meaning of this one? A can determine A alpha. Am I right? Then again A can determine A alpha. Am I right or wrong? A is my symbol, so I am keeping it as a root. A can determine A alpha or beta. So, I can determine A alpha. From A, I can determine. And then at last, I can keep a beta. So, what it is doing? It is doing beta alpha square. 2 alphas it is giving. Am I right or wrong? Beta, alpha, alpha. If I traverse this tree, then I will get the string called beta, alpha, alpha. So that's why I have written beta, alpha square. Or directly I can determine a beta. Am I right? From A, I can determine a beta. So what is the meaning? I can determine beta whole flower. So if you have any grammar which is in this form, we will call this as a left recursion grammar, because you have a terminal, the same terminal is there in the left hand side, then we will call it as a not. This is a variable, sorry. A is a variable. If variable is again coming here in the right hand side at the starting, then we will call it as a left recursion grammar. Then we have to convert the left recursion grammar into a non-left recursion grammar, means right recursion grammar. How we will do is that it is very simple. So as you have A determines A, alpha, beta, we want to eliminate the left recursion. So, but remember one thing, it should generate all the strings what it was generating previously. So I will take beta, alpha, A dash, and I will convert into a grammar. So it will be A, beta, A dash, because in place of alpha dash I am keeping A dash. A dash can determine alpha star. So what I can say? Alpha A dash determines epsilon. So this is the equivalent grammar from the given left recursion grammar, which is generating what are the strings it was generating previously. See, whenever we are converting any grammar to other form, it should always produce what this was previously producing. What are the strings it was producing or generating, even after conversion also it should do it. So first I have identify what are the strings it can produce. From that one I have found the equivalent grammar. Now if you see that whether it is in left recursion grammar, no, because A is a variable is there, here beta is not a left because it's not A, and even A dash is there, here alpha is there, and here epsilon is there. So it is not a left recursion grammar. So from a left recursion grammar we have converted into a non-left recursion grammar. Okay, here it is a right recursion grammar. If you see that A dash, alpha A dash is there, the same thing is repeating in the right hand side at the right side. See, this is entire one is a RHS. In the RHS it was there in the right side. So that's why we will call it as a, this part I will call it as a right recursion grammar, or I can say that we have eliminated the left recursion grammar to right recursion grammar. Is it clear? And whenever we are doing this step for eliminating the left recursion grammar, remember one thing, we should eliminate the epsilon productions. Am I right? Here it is okay, I have converted the left recursion grammar to right, but whenever we are converting into GNF, it should not have epsilon productions. When it can have an epsilon production, if start symbol is there. So whenever we are converting it to GNF and after converting the left recursion grammar, we will have a epsilon. We will try to remove this epsilon productions also if it is not a start symbol. Okay, so I hope with this discussion you have understood the steps in converting a CFG, context free grammar, to GNF form. This is quite complex. I will discuss few examples and so that you will understand the concept. It is very tough topic to understand. So I will take few examples. You don't worry. You please keep a trust on me and just watching my videos. Everything will be easy for you. Thank you for watching my videos. Have a nice day.